First of all, good evening everyone. Myself Abhishek Shende, and today I am here to give you a guidance on, first of all, I am here to talk about how I have improved myself, and second of all, I am going to give you some lessons about how you can apply those same lessons to your own journey so that you can come from here to here. Okay, so first of all, my basic introduction. Myself Abhishek Shende, and currently I am studying PGDM aka MBA in IMS college in Pune, and according to the remarks of various teachers there, I am the best student when it comes to speaking English and communication out of my current batch. So today I met sir and he invited me to share this insight with you and share my journey with you. So I would start with when I joined these classes. So when I gave my 10th standard exams, my father was a close friend of him, so I told to my father that some of my friends are joining English speaking classes from Vandile sir, I also want to join, and he then told me that he's my old buddy. So then we met him and he joined my classes, so I joined his classes and then the journey started. So what happened was, when I came to this premise, first of all, this was not the old classes were conducted in his old house. So what happened was, I was sitting just like you are sitting now. I used to sit like you are sitting right now, and then I used to see sir and other students who were coming to the stage, delivering stories, presentations and so on. They were so confident, some were fearful, but they were all growing in their own way. And I was like, wow, I want to do this. How can I do this? And then I told to sir that I also want to do this. Then he told me that you have to first learn tenses, passive voice, active voice, vocabulary and so on. Like you hate all now, I also used to hate remembering words. Like, why do I need to do these words? Doing the 3 forms, the tenses and the 12 tenses, and then writing 50 sentences for each tense. You know how huge that number is, and it used to kind of drain me, or I was kind of lazy to do that. So I used to settle for 30-20 sentences. I am like you too, so it's okay. But after some time, my turn came to come up on the stage. I think there was a story of Mullah Nasruddin or something. He taught us, and then he told, I think Pratik or somebody else, he was the monitor at that time, you do practice session of these students. And then my turn came. So first of all, I was excited that I would get my turn, I would come on the stage, I would charismatically speak up the story and everybody would be impressed, everybody would start clapping. But nothing like that happened. When I came on the stage, I saw the students, I froze because of my anxiety and nervousness. And then I was like, okay, first of all, I am getting these feelings, this huge trembling feelings in my heart, and now how I am going to speak. But then I have to deal with it. And since I didn't know anything that moment, the usual response was, okay, speak, whatever comes to your mind, speak. So I was kind of good at it. Then they gave me feedback and then I practiced it. Then a GD session came and my same mindset was there, okay, this is the thing, this is the opportunity that has come. I would go there, I would kill it, and then I would be the champ. But when my turns came, in the GD, there were several old students also. So what happened was, it was not a one by one chance giving GD. It was like whoever is good, they speak, and whose voice is louder, they would get the chance. And since I was trembling with my fears, I couldn't even muster the loud voice. So because of that, my turn did not come for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I was like, okay, I have to do it on my own, I have to speak loudly. So then I gathered up the courage, I mustered up the courage and I spoke loudly. So then my turn came, and then from those things I grew. I learned some lessons and I grew. Then that continued. So I think I had done the classes for 2 months, and then I went to my junior college in Ambedkar College. So then I had gathered some skills. I was from here to here, and then whenever some function came, some festival, some birth anniversary, so on, I had the opportunity to go on the stage and speak. So then I used to do that. Even though I knew my skills were not where they should have been, the teachers and the students were impressed, because all of the students from your class are like here, and then you grow some more and you are like here. So even though you are not here, you are still better than them. As some motivational speakers say, that if you are comparing yourself to someone who is better than you would always be sad, and if you compare yourself to someone who is lower than you would be happy. So even though I was not happy, my standards were always high, but still I was better than them, and because of that I got some praise and I got some compliments. So I was happy from that. And for that summer also, so from 10th standard to I think next 2 to 3 years, whenever summer came, whenever I got vacations, I used to come here in the morning, in the evening, attend the classes, listen to sir's motivational lectures, his grammar lectures, do the homework, even though it was quite boring and so on. You have to do the work. So even though it was all that, it's the kind of practice, and it's all kind of preparation. So then it all manifested into who I am now. So after 3 or 4 years of doing the regular classes, practicing and on, my skills started to develop slowly and steadily. As you know that progress is not one night thing. As they say, success is not an overnight thing. You have to work for years, you have to work for months at least, so then you can reach a new level. So from those practice sessions, I started to grow, and I also did some online courses in the COVID. I did some NLP and hypnosis stuff to get rid of my fears and anxiety and install charisma. And now when I went to my college as a fresher, so I think there were 160 or 150 students, and each one of us had to give our introduction. We had to prepare a PPT for presentation, and then we had to give our introduction. So then each student gave, and then my turn came. Initially what my thinking process was, that these students are from all over the India. So I know I am good, but they would be good, or they would be better than me. There would be some competition. None of that happened. I was the best. And it's not me who's being arrogant or self-centered. My teacher who teaches us for placement cells, you have to give GD and interviews, so they are preparing for that. And that teacher told me that, Abhishek, out of all of the students, you are the best that I have ever seen. You are the best students from this batch, and you are my favorite students. So it kind of gave me the confidence that I am better than everybody else, and I am kind of good. So then I went from here to here. That was my journey. And now the thing is, what lessons did I learn from that journey, or what are my stepping stones, or what I know now that I wish that I would have known then, that would have helped me to reach this level higher or faster. So first thing is practice. I know it sounds kind of like daunting, that you have to do this homework, you have to come to this class, you have to listen to sir's lectures. Sometimes he repeats the same lecture, so it kind of gets boring. Sometimes he tells you some motivational things to keep you motivated, and I know a lot of his students are not kind of mature, they are like children, so it kind of bores them. But then if you want to grow, if you want to develop your English speaking skills and your personality and your public speaking skills, so to say, you have to do this. There is no alternative. So first thing is practice, practice, practice. You have to love doing this hard work. If you don't do this now, I know some students who have not done this, who have not paid their dues when they joined this class, and when after 2 or 3 years you call them, you ask them what are they doing, they say, I had given some job interview and my speaking skills were not good, I couldn't crack the interview, I couldn't crack the GD. And then you ask them, oh, but you had joined Vandele's speaking classes, what happened to that? And they tell you, oh, it was kind of boring, it was kind of so much lazing around, it was so much practice, so I couldn't do it. But if you stick with it consistently, if you work hard, if you pay your dues here, I promise you, I guarantee you, you would be rewarded. Not in just the ways that you know now, but in so many ways. For example, if you can muster up the courage to come here and you don't have that feeling of fear in your chest that you feel, so then it kind of become easy for you. Second thing is fear. I know you all have fears, but a person grows when he faces his fears. You know, in old times we had that war zones. You had to go out of your house, you have to kill other kings and soldiers, and then from surviving those wars and those battles, you come back home and you stay safe. If you don't do that, you get killed. It's same like that. I know you have a lot of fears. We all have fears. Fears is a basic emotion trigger which is meant to keep you safe. But you have to also analyze what is the consequences of not facing your fears. If you have fears of coming here and speaking, for example, you have to speak a story, if you have to tell a story. If you think that if I don't speak the story correctly, if I am not good enough, then sir would criticize me, the students would laugh. This is the worst thing that can happen. And if you let that fear stop you, then you won't, cross that threshold, or you won't grow. So the second thing is fear. You have to face your fears. A man grows by facing his fears, difficulties and challenges. If you don't do it, you won't grow. You would be same as you are now. And one last thing is, in that second point, nobody is coming to save you. It's your life, it's your own responsibility. If you don't muster up the courage in your own, and if you don't face those fears, nobody is coming to save you. It's kind of AI era right now, but we haven't still developed those technologies that you can plug in the system and you can download some skills. It happens in movies. When a child is roaming here and there, some spider comes, spider bites him, and then he turns into Spider-Man. It's not going to happen. No spider is coming to bite you, and you won't develop superpowers. If this is your superpower, you have to develop it on your own. How you do it? Practice. Third thing is reference experiences. Now what I mean by that? Reference experience is simply an experience that you gather over time and then you analyze it. So when you come on the stage, you have to deliver a story. You deliver the story. And then you analyze that experience. What were 3 things that you were good at? What were 3 things you were kind of been better at? And what were the 3 things that you suck at? So then you make a list of those experiences. And then you analyze those experiences, you see a pattern. And then from that pattern you pick up one thing that you can improve right now, that would serve you. For example, if your voice was not quite loud, so you for the next week you go on stage, and whenever you consciously focus your efforts on speaking loudly, and over time you develop that habit of speaking loudly, and then you analyze the next thing. For example, your eye contact was not good, so then you start practicing eye contact. Step by step you start getting better, and it's a process, it's a journey. I know you all love the destination of being your super charismatic self, of unleashing yourself on stage, of not having any fears, just going there and delivering your speech and impacting all the hundreds and thousands of people. Whenever you say a story that's sad, they start crying. Whenever your story say if that was funny, they start laughing. You want to do that, I know that's your end goal, but this is the journey. You have to start where you are. Fourth or fifth I think, that is you are unique, you are kind of different. I had a different kind of childhood, he had a different kind of childhood, she had a different kind of childhood. So from that we are who we are right now. We all have different kind of experiences, we have different kind of strengths, weaknesses. So analyze your strength, don't compare it to someone else. He's better than me, I'm better than him. Fuck that bullshit. Compare yourself to others is a road that would lead to hell. So analyze your own strengths and weaknesses. What are you good at? What are you not good at? Focus on your strengths, maximize them, and also while minimizing your weaknesses, practicing more and doing whatever you can to face your fears, to grow from your mistakes and to minimize those weaknesses. From that thing you would grow, and over time what would happen? what your weaknesses were, they would start converting into strengths. For example, your 10 strengths, 10 weaknesses, you focus on one weakness for a week, that weakness gets converted into strength, and over the next 10 weeks you do the same thing, and after those 10 or 12 weeks your weaknesses, they would get converted into strengths. Correct? So that was the message that I wanted to give you. Again, it is a hard working kind of journey. It's not for the lazy people, it's not your comfort zone. This is where you're supposed to come and be uncomfortable, face your fears, face your challenges, grow from your mistakes. It's a journey. I know it's kind of hard one, but it would pay you a lot in the future. So that's all. I hope you have enjoyed this.